Okay, I'm going to be honest. I'm a little annoyed right now. Every test I've done has had success, but then I go and do the video, and the audio is amazingly bad. So I'm hoping to do this again. I'm hoping to do Shining Light Montessori's website and look at their SEO. First off, let me go to their website. So this is Light Montessori's website. They've got a bunch of great pictures going through. Um, love that. It gives a better feel for the school if you have actual pictures instead of just a bunch of words. So great. I love the logo up at the top left of the website here. And I love that the logo also matches the favorite icon there. I think that's a great thing to have. So if I go over here and I want to go back to the website, oh yeah, it's the one with child and the sun. I can see that clearly enough to understand that. Um, I'm sorry, I may sound frustrated during this. It's not because of the website, it's because of the video quality of the last two times I've done this. I hope this one works out. We'll see. We'll see. It's fun. Anyway, back to the website. Yeah. So the first thing I noticed was this not secure thing up here. If if you look at their web address, you can't type it in. You can't see it from there. But if I go here, it's going to tell me if I do HTTPS, which most people do a lot of times, it's going to tell me the connection is not private. Um, maybe you shouldn't go to this website. But something you don't want on your website. What you want to do to fix that is contact whoever is hosting your website, whatever company you have hosting your website. Ask them how to get an SSL certificate, stands for Secure Socket Layer, and uh, or a TLS certificate. Just call it SSL. We all call it SSL. And there's some technical difference. I don't care what the technical difference is. Um, but you want that on your website, or else a lot of users are going to get that error message. And browsers are starting to pick up on it. Google has something where um, it will give more credibility to websites that have an SSL certificate. So you want to do that. Um, that's the most important thing you want to do if you want to rank on Google, if you want to start getting more Google visitors, because Google will just give it to someone else who has it. A lot of web hosts, they give it away for free. A lot of them you have to pay for it, but usually the ones that get it for free are a little bit more expensive. So it's kind of like you're paying for it either way. I think on my website it's something like $12 extra per year, and so it's not a bit. I don't quote me on that, but it's not a huge cost if you look at it over a year. I mean, you have to buy it right away, but it's and then it's done for the year, or however long you buy it for. If you buy it at a discounted price over many years, some of them you can get a free one and you can use it. And you just have to contact whoever is hosting your website, wherever you upload these files to, and they can help you with that. Uh, okay, so that's out of the way. Oh, by the way, this is at the bottom here. This is just what I have on my website to redirect people to the secure website. Those 4 lines of code are all you need, and your web designer should be able to help you get those 4 lines of code once you get the secure socket layer certificate. Now, they should be able to help you with that too. If they don't, find someone else that does websites, because those are two very easy things to do. Okay, so the heading issue. I want to look at this first page, and I I always want to look at just the design and the layout, but I also have to think about how Google thinks of things. So I'm going to look at your website source code. This is something I don't think many of you can understand. Um, the like I can read through most of this. I haven't read through it all, but it's a pretty basic layout, um, and there's not a whole lot to really analyze. Um, the heading issue. Okay, so I'm going to go here. On your website, you have you have three headings. You have our programs. That's one of the headings. News and events. That's another one. And welcome. That's another one. Right. So those are three headings. Now, think of it like a magazine article. They might do a magazine article on Tom Hanks, right? So heading number one is your headline. It's Tom Hanks is Tom Hanks is one of the most popular actors in America. Whatever the headline is, right? So that's their H1. That's their heading number one. And then underneath it, I might talk about like Tom Hanks' marriage and talk about his and family and talk about his marriage and family. And then another one, Tom Hanks' career and talk about his career. So they have these little subheadings under there. Those are your H2. And then maybe even under that, they have like Tom Hanks, family, and it gives a little description of his family. Then another thing that says his wife. Well, that's under Tom Hanks' family. Now they're talking about his wife, and then they're talking about his kids or his parents or whatever. And those become the H3 headings. Those become the subheading of the title of the article. So you can have different layers here. And that's what headings are set up to be. Your heading, sorry, looking for the wrong thing, H3, okay. Your main heading here looks like it's our programs, and you're talking about the programs you have at the top. And you labeled it as an H3, which is a subheading of a subheading. Now, Google's going to look at that and think, okay, that's not important. Right? Then we'll look at H2s, and you have two H2s. You have the news and events and the welcome, which are, scroll down here, those are more important on your page to Google. There's welcome, there's news and events. Those are more important on your page to Google as it takes a quick look at it. But then Google's also confused because you put it below the most important idea of your page. So one thing you want to do is change this our programs to H1. So that becomes the main focus of the page. All right. So this should be logical and sequential order, kind of like the article I just described about Tom Hanks. People usually choose headers for the look, so maybe you chose this our programs to be H3 because it looks right, it looks good, but it's not the best choice. So maybe if that's exactly how you want it, you can change this to H1 and still have all the attributes of. It's an easy way to change it. The coding, I'm not going to get into that here, but you can change your H3 heading look to the H1 and vice versa. So to change how it is described in a certain document. I'm not going to get that deep into discussing this because that's not important. But it's important to bring up because those are types of things you want to look out for. All right. So opportunities for links. I want to go to, oh yeah, Or, no, I want to go to the toddler page because this popped up. Um, in there, you say parents have told us they see a positive difference in the children's development after just a few weeks. That's a great thing to have. Does parents have told us? I think if I have, because you want to brevity, right? Parents told us. Uh, it just works better as a phrase. But that could link to your testimonials page. So, and make sure you have something about toddler parents saying that in there. So you seem credible still, right? Um, you don't want them to click on that and they go, well, where's the thing they said the parents told them? Make sure you've got it in there. But that also gives, you know, you want to go through your whole entire page and look for places where you can link to other pages or opportunities to make a new sentence where you can link to other pages where it doesn't sound forced. You don't want to force it. You just want it to seem natural within the, of course, like down here at the end, you could say, you know, the toddler program, uh, yeah, prepares children for our CASA preschool program that they'll be going into once they graduate the toddler program, you know, and then you have a link, you know, when you say CASA preschool program to your CASA preschool program. So you want to look for those links throughout the page to link the pages together, um, and opportunities to link the pages together and add those in. That helps with Google knowing exactly the importance of different pages. The bottom of the page, oh yes. So if I scroll down to the bottom of the page, right, like even if I go to your home page, right, I scroll to the bottom, and down here at the bottom, there's nothing that helps me go anywhere else. Anywhere on this page, there are no links whatsoever. So what this means is I have to scroll back up and think about which of these things at the top I want to go on to get to. Um, if you look at most, I'll just open up my page. Yeah, this is my page. I'm onto something.com. I'm onto something. I'm onto something. Monta is spelled like Montessori. Just a little play on words. But if you go to the bottom of my page, I have a link to, you know, other, on this particular page, history blogs about Montessori. And at the bottom of my page, I have links to main parts of my page. And so you want those at the bottom. You also want contact info. So I have no idea where this place is from, where the school is from. That's a big issue, right? I don't. It doesn't say, is this in California, Texas? Texas, and guess what? It's not even in the right. It's not even in the right country. I'm sorry, the same country. If you're in the right country, is it right or wrong? I'm guessing the wrong country. This is in Canada. This website, this school is in Canada, and there's no indication of that other than the area code. So Google doesn't want to have to do the extra work to find out where you are. Um, so make sure that's down there at the bottom. Make sure your address is down there. And all your contact information is down there so that people can get a hold of you. All right, image sizes. You have images, 39 images that are over 100 kilobytes, which is a lot. You have 68 images that are missing their size attributes. Like your logo, you don't want someone on a slow phone having to wait until they download the logo, even though it's not a big logo. But the website, the web browser on their phone is going to give it some size attribute right away. And if that image is different, then it's going to cause the browser to kind of switch. So it's like, was this size? You know, so like maybe the images are in one spot of browser, and all of a sudden this logo is bigger or smaller than Google thinks it might be, and then it just moves. You don't want that constant shifting of stuff in a website on a phone, especially. So you want to make sure that that has defined its width and height. Um, if I open it in a new tab, it is 83 pixels by 140 pixels. So it's 83 wide and 140 height. So the way you do that, um, I mean, there's a way to do it with whatever program you're using, sure, but just to type it in, um, okay, there's the logo. I see it now. It's right there. Easy to find. All you do is all those, you see the ID equals quotation mark top one, quotation mark, okay? So you would add height equals 80, or no, see, height equals quotation mark 140 and quotation mark the space, and then width equals quotation mark 83, quotation mark, and then another space. Um, so if you just add that in there to all the images, there's, I don't know what the program you used to make this. I don't know if someone else made it maybe, uh, but that's something you can easily add in. All right. As far as the images being large, I'm going to pick an image. That's probably large. I'm just going to go with one of these. Open image in new tab. Let's see how big of an image this is. Now, what I do is I go to swoosh.app. Now, swoosh is kind of like sound if you're squishing something. Like, I hope I made that swoosh. Oh, sorry. You can, click there to add it from your, you know, uh, files. You can just drag the image into here, which is what I'm going to do. I bet you this is an oversized image. There were a lot of them. You got 210 kilobytes. You want to be below 100. This automatically is going to reduce it 90% to 22 kilobytes. So all I have to do is click the download button, save it, and re-upload it, making sure it has the same name. It's something. It'll make your page a lot easier to load, and that speed has a huge impact on search engine optimization. All right. You have a broken link. Okay. So if I go to anywhere on your website, I click contact, except for here, if I click contact again, it gives me an error, and it'll tell you where it is. Somehow shininglightmontessori.com, montessori.com, 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 montessori.com/contact.shtml. That S should not be there. So if I get rid of that S, it opens back up. That might not make a difference to a person looking at this page because they're not like, I'm on the contact page. Let me go to the contact page, right? That might not make a difference. It will make a difference for a search engine because if a search engine is looking through your page and goes, oh, there's a page that doesn't work, then they might stop looking at your page at that moment and go on to the next page. So you definitely want to fix that issue. The biggest issue, one more thing, I don't know if I said this, because I did this video 3 times. I hope I said this. Your phone number is up here. That's great. You probably want to make that a clickable thing, especially if people are looking on their phones, because they only have to go to the dial thing, type in 905, go back, see the 832. Remember that, go back, see 832, type 832, go back to this page, see 2045, go back to the dial thing, see, type in 2045. There is a way to make this just something where you just click on it, just like any of these other links. If I click on gallery, it's going to open up a page. Notice how slow this is loading. That talks about the image size again. I've got a decent internet connection too. But if you just click on that, it will, especially if you have a phone, But if you're hooked up with a microphone, somehow with your computer, it's really more for cell phones. But you want people to be able to just click on it and get you on the phone. The biggest issue I see though is don't really push for people to contact you for a tour. Um, there's nothing in here about contacting you and different events 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 and different events, Um, so we want people to be able to go and contact you. One way you can do this on most pages where they'll be looking, most people will probably look at these our program pages. Underneath this, have another button. Make it make it stand out more. Make it the orange that's around the sun in your logo, and have it say, schedule a tour or whatever, and it goes to a page where they can do that. You want to be able to sell that tour and get people in your door. That didn't quite rhyme. I didn't intend it to. It was close to a rhyme, so I hope that works. All right. I'm nervous about this recording because every test I've done has worked out well, but this is the first one that hopefully it went through for good. All right, thank you.